Well, hello there. Today we wanted to talk a little bit about women in the workforce, and obviously there's so much happening with just the discussion around women who, not enough women in leadership positions, and it's
Shocking.
it's shocking. And one of the challenges is the fact that women they're in a great career, they leave to have kids, and then the whole issue is how does a new mum re-enter the workforce? But we had a solution for that back in the day.
Well, it was just really, to us, it was pretty straightforward because it was happening to us at the same time. But
I was pregnant.
at the moment, it goes back to kind of the systems and the structure that are in place implies that a worker, and especially someone who's growing into a more senior role, is that that worker needs to be present 5 days a week, 40 hours a week, and if not, then they're on a different track, right? Which is kind of where a lot of pregnant women end up falling, or women who then take time off and come back into the workforce. Where we looked at it and then thought that was kind of ridiculous. Why would that be the case? So for us, we noticed there was kind of two camps. One was women who had left the workforce and had a young baby at home and were happy with their decision, but there was a little piece of them that would have loved to have a bit of a toe in some type of work that outside of their babies. Or the flip side was there was women who were back at work full time, loving their careers, but also really missing their babies at home. Or who were in nursery. So either group, both groups actually, felt a little bit unfulfilled, and there seemed an opportunity for both sides to meet in the middle and say, hey, well, if you want to work 2 days a week or 4 days a week or whatever it is, we can certainly accommodate that because you have these incredible skills. So it didn't seem like rocket science to us as an easy way to bring women back into the workforce, keep them in the workforce, but also give them that sense of you're more than just this employee in this moment in time. You're also a new parent, and you need a little flexibility around that because it's full on.
And it really brought that theme of bringing your whole self to work. Like I think in the industrial age, it was, well, you put the game face on and you go to work and you're the work person, and then you leave and then you're this other person. Whereas what we found is once you embrace this new kind of philosophy and you need to change the structures. So in our case, we had an on-site childcare.
We did, which I'm not sure I would recommend, but this is again kind of 20 years ago. But we did we did have our own on-site nursery. It was called The Village. At one point we had, I remember before we moved into commercial facilities, we had 19 kids and 12 adults and 19, my gosh, say that again. 19 adults and 12 kids. It
wasn't like we had more kids, but it was a bit of a cheat because we are a diaper company, a nappy company, so it was like having a testing facility with us.
People would always say, "Oh, that's okay. You're a diaper company. That's why you did it." It's like, no. If we had started an organic beer company, it was because we were new parents and we had to try to figure out how do we both run the business and be young parents and new parents and all of that stuff. So it just kind of made sense to us. And I think we'd also saw that women have always worked, from the beginning of time. What's different is that women haven't been separated from their children before. So we had this idea of, well, can you have the kids on site, but have other adults responsible for them? So for us, for me personally, I guess it's not us. I nursed forever. So I was able to nurse on site because the kids would just pop up right downstairs. Okay, well, no, not
extended nursing.
Where some parents might want to pop down and read a story, or somebody got hurt. So actually, Michelle was so lucky that she got to witness her son's first steps because it happened in a marketing meeting. We actually had a camera. We did, and took all kinds of fun photos. Cool. And and other parents were like, you know what? No, I'm putting them down in the village when I get in the morning, and I'm not going and interacting again until the end of the day. It was just such a personal experience, so it allowed everybody to kind of find their rhythm of what worked for them, mixing, parenting.
And that was 2005, and now we're in 2022, and it's really interesting to see themes of the future of the workplace and how there's much more integrations needed and attitudes to how you manage your life, and you can't have a separation of church and state. And I love the idea that more and more companies are talking about bringing your whole self to work. And I think it's interesting through the pandemic, the whole sense of what work is fascinating. And for some it's a nightmare, like, oh my God, I'm at home on Zoom and I don't want my dining room table to be my workplace. But for others,
we've never had that conversation.
We've never had a conversation.
Sit at our dining room table.
But I think it's a really interesting moment in time about how things can shift, because the old way of the 40-hour, 50, 60-hour work week in this box within a box in a city for lots of people is kind of odd.
Especially if your kids only go to school 9 to 3 and
Yeah.
have 3 months off in the summer.
Exactly. Oh, that's
There's
right.
so
Yeah,
many things,
yeah.
and often so much of that ends up falling on mums.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we could talk about this stuff forever.
Yeah.
If you have questions or
Yes.
comments about it, we're more than happy to continue the conversation offline, because it's something we're really passionate about.
It is, and just one last thing is that B Corp certification actually does talk and encourage, how you work with employees, and we're big advocates of B Corporation certification. So if you've got questions about the B Corporation certification, or bringing your whole self to work, or women in the workplace, leave your comments below. We're getting some interaction lately on these videos. It's been quite fun. Keep it up. Okay, thanks. Bye.